Any questions for Probir?
What kind of security requirements do you have, especially on the SMS-based payment solutions?
Yeah, if you're using SMS and IVR, the Reserve Bank has put in place two-factor authentication. So you have to have a PIN number, and then there's something which you all must be knowing called an OTP, a one-time PIN, which is generated dynamically. So both need to be carried on the channel for you to conclude a transaction. And then there are also transaction limits on how much you can do per SMS per day. And that's another added filter for you to control your... but in the last 5 years, our fraud/chargeback rate is 0.0, which is quite remarkable. You can actually count the number of times we've had to reverse a transaction in over 5 years cumulative. So both the pre-OTP regime and a post-OTP regime, of course, it's much more stricter now, but even in the pre-OTP regime, we didn't find much issues with that. A simple SMS going through. But there are schools of thought on SMS and non-SMS. So I don't want to go in there right now, but that's something the regulators have generally addressed.
Hi. The point of sale stuff on mobile seems to have potentially enormous implications, not just for individuals, but also for the government in terms of tax collection, I would imagine. Is that something that is happening, or is that something that you are planning to introduce soon?
That's a great question. We would like to have that mobile pass to disrupt not only traditional consumer behavior, but also for electronic benefits transfer. But I think for the latter to come in is going to take some more time. It's a question of consumer education and awareness. We're still struggling with the former. And the sweet spot is where, as everybody knows, one of the biggest e-commerce sites are all cash on delivery. In India, all e-commerce is actually not e-commerce. It's it's cash on delivery. 60, 65, 70% is cash on delivery. Yes, you do order it online, but the guy comes to the door, you give him the money, and you pick up the goods. So we find there's a sweet spot there that perhaps some people might want to pay using a credit card or debit card, and there's no device for enabling that at the door. So through the runner's mobile phone, he can accept your credit card, debit card, if you choose to pay through that. There are other reasons why in India you don't want to use your credit card and debit card, and I certainly won't go there either.
Adding to what he has been saying, what has happened in last few months is that in India, in many spheres, there are people who are going out, sales people who are going out, agents which are going out with a mobile phone, with a whole lot of options, authentication option being either a fingerprint or voice print, and credit card swiping, both of the smart card and the magnetic card variety, and having a small printer, and also having a small scanner. I've seen these 5 devices along with mobile with all kinds of payment options. I've started seeing it in Salesforce. I've started seeing in agents. So this is just going on. And there are large number of companies. Paymate, of course, is probably one of the largest, but there are large number of companies which are using combinations of this. And my own feeling is that this is going to boom like anything in next couple of years.
Yeah, I think Professor Juniorwala has been actually the pioneer of bringing in, ushering, I would say, the concept of mobility and payments around that in this country. So, if he says something like that, it's just solely shows that there's a very positive and optimistic scenario. Having said that, we launched a product, as what Professor said, in the US with TSYS. TSYS is one, after First Data, is one of the second or third largest payment processors. So where our app is on the mobile phone, on the belt of the roaming agent is a Bluetooth-enabled printer. So it's a plumber or electrician or carpenter or a delivery boy comes in, he swipes his card on the mobile phone or enters the details in, and the Bluetooth printer spits out a bill. He signs on that. So everybody's happy. The customer gets a receipt. The runner gets, the agent keeps a receipt, and it's sent back to the processor in real time. So these are mainly what they call as roaming agents. There are about 20 or 30,000 such people who are small merchants who are constantly roaming around, and they like to take payments, small value payments over the mobile phone, and they spit out a bill over the Bluetooth. And as he said, there are also scanners. There are guys who take a copy of a credit card, and there's several methods for that. But this is something which we have been doing in the US for nearly 5 years, and the product is called PayPass, PASS, and it's run by, it's a more Paymate product, but run in the US. We're trying to bring that back to India so that when someone comes to your door, you give him the credit card, he swipes it, or you punch in the details, and he also gives you a slip which you sign, just like you do in point of presence, and it's a card present transaction. So hopefully some of these will tilt adoption.
Hi, Suma Bhattacharya here. Just a quick question regarding the disruptive model that you're talking about with POS systems. Is there, over the course of the 5 years, did you actually find, I would say, kind of difficulty in integrating with the current POS systems or the companies that existed? Is that a reason to diverge away from that?
Obviously, the current players will always try to push you out. And as you know, in Square in the US had a lot of pushback from the regular guys, and we are no different. So the large guys will definitely see you as a disruptor and try to keep you away. So we did have a lot of pushback from large processors, and even till today we do have it. But there are a few of them who accept that that's how things are going to be done in the future, and they're happy to come and let us integrate into their engines so that somebody can use our PayPass also to transact. But
Okay.
they're also, I think Square did a big service in being successful, and they think it was happening there. It's only a matter of time it's going to come to India, so might as well keep it in play.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks, Uday. Yeah, thanks. Sorry. Yeah.